give you the world in the palm of your hand. You know that I'll cave into what you demand. My dreams and my thoughts are wasted on me, so long as I have you. The world that I wanted is fading away. We open our mouths and have nothing to say, and even blinded eyes could see. I waited patiently, I guess it wasn't meant to be. I may be living, I'm feeling alive. I could better do what it takes to survive. Been tying up the odds and ends for me. So maybe this enemy this time is probably one, and I guess that's fine. Been tearing up my legs, getting off the free. You cut out my heart and you painted it black. You wrapped it in chains but without any slack. I never thought I'd see this happen. You make it so much worse. I'm giving you love that you've never been shown. Watch it flow by like your breath in the snow. I'm draped in agony. I watch you walk away from me. I guess it wasn't meant to be. I may be living, I'm feeling alive. I could better do what it takes to survive. Been tying up the odds and ends for me. So maybe this enemy this time is probably one, and I guess that's fine. Been tearing up my legs, getting off the free.
Boom, there we go, there we go, there we go. I just might need to move that across a little bit. I don't know. One moment, is that cool? Am I happy with that? Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. I think I'm happy with that. Yeah. I've actually had to change how I'm streaming today and how I've got the stream set up because blimmin', they're trying to get me to pay for a Discovery Plus subscription because apparently you can only, if you've got like Virgin Media, you can only watch the City game on the actual on the actual TV box and not the live app. So I've had to change which monitor I'm looking at when I'm watching the game. So when I'm watching the game, I'm looking right at you where I'd usually be looking at the chat. But instead for the when I'm looking at the chat, I've got to look over here, so it's just a bit different. I'm just gonna have to get used to all of that, but you know, it ain't no big deal. Like, it's not no big deal at all. But you know, we got an exciting game today. We do have a very, very exciting game. There is just one thing I'm trying to figure out how to do. Before, that's why I took a bit longer in the intro. There's something I'm trying to figure out, and it's difficult. Like, you know what? Tell you what, I'm just gonna forget. We're just gonna forget because I'm gonna spend too long. I'm gonna spend too long going for it. And you know, I've already wasted like 10 minutes. Just because this. So yeah, that's perfect, I think. This should log me in now. There we go. Live chat. Boom, yeah, that should all be good. That should all be good. Everything should be up and running, I hope. Everything is up and running, indeed. Okay, beautiful, 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 beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Actually, do you know what I can do? Do you know what I'm actually going to do? A moment. You're not going to be able to see anything of it because I'm moving one of my monitors around. Because it's like if I put that there, like just about there. Can that go any higher? No, I need to move that across just a little bit. And there we are. Now I can basically see both at once. That's you know what? That's sound. That's perfect. Now I can just see everything I need to see. I can see everything I need to see at once. That's perfect. Look at that. That's what you call innovation. That's what you call innovation. It's adapting. Something that Pep should have done a long time ago. Long time ago. But, you know, here we are. Huge game. Huge game. And obviously last time I was live, I did the Bodo Glint game and we know how that went. But obviously, like, thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers, you know, like, you know, that was, you know, something that meant a lot to me. And I haven't actually, obviously, last time I was live, I was on 990 subs. So I haven't had a chance to thank you guys on live stream yet. So honestly, thanks for the support, man. It makes it, you know, it makes all of this a lot more worthwhile. Knowing that, like, I'm producing a product that people like. So, you know, thanks to everybody that has supported me over the last month or two. It does mean a lot. And you know, the content's going to get better. You know, I'm going to pump out more content, you know. Got quite a bit of free time coming up as well. So, you know, everything should be good. We should be having a good year. Hopefully City can have a good year as well. Hopefully we can end this year with a trophy, you know, something to celebrate. But, you know, what's everyone's predictions for this match, man? What have we got? What have we got? How's everyone feeling for this? I do have one more place to share this live stream actually, before I forget, because I know I'm quite likely to forget that now. So on here, this one's the one I want. There we go. What's the button I'm looking for? There we go. Perfect. Oh, we're already on the Akanji hate wave, bro. Already. Are you even going to be watching Arsenal today? Because, like, if I was you, I wouldn't bother watching Arsenal personally. There's probably better games to be watching, like this one. You know, there's, like, you know, you don't have a good squad out. You don't really need to win. Like, it's like a nothing game. And I spent a lot of my time watching nothing games for City in the Champions League when I could have been watching some serious contests. So, you know, if I was you, I wouldn't be watching Arsenal, my boy. But bro, where's what I'm looking for? Am I blind? Have I went blind? Yo, no, one there it is. I thought I was missing something for a second. That should be working. I don't know why that's not working. There we go. Boom. Everything should be up and running. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Actually, if I tilt this a bit to the side as well. Yeah, there we go. That is perfect. Right, that all looks good. I think that all looks good. How long we got till kickoff now? We're about 15 minutes away, and I'm a little nervous, man. Like, Galatasaray have a good team. Like, I don't wanna come in here because I got a lot of stick. In my video, in my match reaction for the Bodo Glint game, saying I didn't big up Bodo Glint enough personally. Which, you know, is fair, but, you know, I never underestimated them. I was just more appalled with the performance City put out. Arian, my boy, what have you said here? Napoli beats Chelsea and Frankfurt beats Spurs. We might finish top 8 if we win 3-1. The issue is, yeah, Frankfurt are awful, so I don't back them to beat Spurs, although Spurs are awful. And Napoli have a good team, but they're managed by Antonio Conte in Europe. So that basically means that both of those teams are going to win. And that also means even if both of those teams lose, right, it means City have to score 3 goals. And our City, do we really think we would score 3 goals if we, like, out of everything we've watched in the past few weeks, right? Taking away the Exeter game in the cup, do we really think we are capable of scoring 3 or more goals? I do not think so. If I'm being completely honest with you, I do not think so. I do not think so. Where's what I'm looking for? No. Oh, the chat has disappeared. Oh, no, it's because there. There we are. How bad is it depressing if good? Sane, not too much, right? And I actually don't even really sort of, I won't even be upset yet if Gundogan scored. But if Gundogan starts running the midfield, if I start watching Gundogan run the midfield, I think that's when I'd start to get a bit, you know, a bit mad, I think. Like, if it has to be, like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, if I have to watch Gundogan run the midfield, that's when I think it could potentially get a bit dark. But other than that, like, I don't think there's really much that can disappoint me. After some of the football I've watched at the start of this year, I don't really think my expectations are, like, through the roof kind of high. I just think you'll win tonight. Toon fan, I'm hoping we just don't get. Thing is, yeah, right, when it comes to Newcastle, when I'm looking at Newcastle, yeah, coming into this PSG game, I don't think PSG have, like, been overly impressive this year compared to the levels that they performed at last season. Whereas I also do, but then I look at your squad and I think you're not performing at the levels you should be. Anthony Gordon's form's fallen off a cliff. Alanga hasn't started very well. So, you know, it's a very interesting one. And as well, you're away from home. I do think, like, a lot of your best performances come when you're at home. It's a lot like Villa as well. I just think when Villa and Newcastle play at home, it's like there's just that supernatural kind of ability that's generated from the fans. Lucas Torreira so Torreira, so we're watching right now in 2026 we're going to be watching Leroy Sané, Ilkay Gundogan, Lucas Torreira and Davinson Sanchez. I think they're all in the starting 11 as well. Let me just go have a little look. Let's go have a little look, see. What's the day today? It is Wednesday. Because I haven't actually looked at the Galatasaray lineup. I've obviously looked at the Cities. No, so Torreira is not playing, but Mario Lemina is playing instead. Davinson Sanchez plays. Is Torreira on the bench? Torreira is on the bench though, so we might see Torreira. There is the potential for us to see Torreira play today. Athletic Club also need to be Sporting. I do think Bilbao have a more chance of beating Sporting than Napoli have of beating Chelsea and Frankfurt have of beating Spurs. Nah, Torreira was good. I actually feel like a lot of Arsenal fans extremely underrate Lucas Torreira. I actually thought Lucas Torreira was good, but you know, I hear a lot of people say that they didn't enjoy watching him. I remember he actually bossed that North London derby that time, and I thought he was class. I actually did think Lucas Torreira was really good. I remember, was it him and Guendouzi came in at the same time, and everyone was like hyped for Guendouzi, and obviously we saw what happened with Guendouzi. But no, I thought Torreira was good. I actually was a fan of Torreira. You know, you definitely could have had worse midfielders, and you did have worse midfielders. I think he was a lot better than Guendouzi. The thing is, there was so much hype around Guendouzi, and like he just had that like jacket ability to just like piss everybody off, basically. And like off the top of my head, right, and obviously I didn't watch a lot of Arsenal. I can't think of a good Guendouzi performance off the top of my head. Like I don't think of like an outstanding Guendouzi performance off the top of my head. Whereas I can think of good Torreira performances. Um, you know, where's he is? Where does Guendouzi play now? Because I know he played for Lazio and Marseille, but I don't know where. Let me Google that. Where does Guendouzi? Oh, he plays for Fenerbahce. I didn't even know that. I actually didn't even. Nah, he plays for Fenerbahce. I didn't even know that. I should have known that because I watched them play against Villa the other day. That Brighton game where Morpay rage baited our entire. That was jokes. That was an intense viewing experience. No, yeah, he plays for Fenerbahce, and I didn't even know that. I saw rumors as well that John Duran might be coming back to one of Europe's top 5 leagues, which is probably for the best, really. Um, prime op, prime lockdown Arsenal. I still have that video in my phone camera or somewhere of that montage, and that montage lives rent free in my head of lockdown Arsenal. Um, there was that Aubameyang miss, like in the last minute of that Europa League game. I can't even remember who you were playing. Was it Olympiacos? And he missed it literally in the dying seconds as well. There's obviously Europa League final loss to Atletico Madrid. I want to say that was the just before lockdown. Obviously that was a few years before lockdown, but that was a dark time. Obviously, Europa League final loss against Chelsea, that was dark. But big you up, Isaac, my man. Eternally falling over. No, do you know what I've just remembered? The funniest lockdown Arsenal moment was where we were in the first quarter of the season and Bellerin had been done for a foul throw 3 times. We were in like the first couple games of the league, and Bellerin's been penalised for a foul throw 3 times. That's peak Arsenal, that one. Because like I don't even know how you do that. Like finally seeing Haaland no more link up since the FA Cup final. I feel like. Did they not both play against Bournemouth after the FA Cup final, or is that just Mamouche? Nah, you just don't get that anymore. You just don't get that level of entertainment in football anymore. Other than like the current day equivalent of that is Yves Bissouma constantly getting caught doing balloons at Spurs. That's like the new sort of benchmark for that sort of thing in football is Yves Bissouma and his nitrous oxide addiction. Nah, it's actually crazy. Phase 1 Tetherball was unmatched. I'm trying to think of some. I remember we beat you 5-0 and that was dark. That was really dark because Xhaka got himself sent off in like the first 20. Obviously he won the FA Cup against Chelsea with Kovacic getting sent off in the final, which was that's peak Kovacic because he was just moving unhinged, just like that game against you in the league in what 2023 2024 where he probably should have been sent. Well, there's no probably about it. There's no like he probably should have been sent off. There is the he should have been sent off. I do not know how he stayed on the pitch for so long, kind of thing. Was that the game as well? Did Leno or Martinez, whoever you had in goal, let's handle the ball outside of the box? I feel like that happened as well, but I'm not too sure if that was the FA Cup final. I'm telling you, you had the advantage in that game by the fact that Kovacic did not get sent off. Because you were playing against 10 men regardless. Like, you were playing against 10 men with Kovacic on the pitch. And then if Kovacic left the field of play, you still would have been playing against 10 men. Because Kovacic will never have a fan in me. I remember this time last year, we were playing the last game of the group stage, and I am midway through saying how much I hate Kovacic, and then he scored. So I paused for a second, and then I continued to slag Kovacic off, because he will never have a fan in me, unfortunately. He will never ever have a fan in me. Like, it's just dark. It's just dark. It's just dark. What's the weather like in England as of recently? Minus here in South Dakota. I had to jump my car in weather last night. I mean, it's cold. It's not that cold though. It's a tad bit cold. It's just rainy, but like, it's not like overly cold. Like I could go out in like a jumper. I don't need to like. I don't need to sort of get all like, you know, layered up, but well, I mean, I kind of do, only to protect my hair from the rain, because that's just not something I want to roller coaster of for 90 minutes pure chaos. That's what tonight's gonna be right now. Leroy means business, right? As they pan the camera across every City player right now, right? I am going to see who looks locked in for this game. And we're going to remember that, right? We're going to remember who I said looks locked in for this game. How many games am I watching? I'm just watching the City game. Tell you what, everyone looks pretty much locked in. You know, we might be back here. We could potentially be back. But no, I'm only watching the one. I'm only watching the one game because one, basically because I've only got 2 monitors and I need to have the stream up on like one monitor. I need to stream off one monitor. And just because I'd probably say the City game is the only game that like kind of means anything really when it comes to alright, wish us luck and hate from full-time focus, half-time from me. Alright, well, yeah, hopefully we have a good first half then. Hopefully we get a real good first half. But yeah, no, like the City game is the only game that really means like too much. In sort of like the English football sort of side of things. But now it's Kusanov and Nunez on the same side. That's a long day. Bro, it's more of a long day with the fact that neither Kusanov or Ake are good in the air. But I'd rather have Ake play than Elaine. So it's like it's just dark. It's just really dark. Rodri should not have got sent off. But luckily, at least we've got like a slightly better bench today than we had against Bordeaux Glint. But this could get dark. This could get dark. I firmly believe that it will not, and I think we're gonna have an enjoyable game of football tonight. I solely believe we are going to have a nice, enjoyable game of football tonight, and it is not going to get as dark. It's not going to get as sinister. I'm not going to get as angry as I did last week. Because I was not best pleased last week at all. Like, not a happy bunny. But it's a new week. It's a new match day in the Champions League, and I think things could be very positive tonight. Touch wood, but yeah, is Gehi not allowed to play? Or nah, Gehi and Semenyo, obviously they're not registered for the Champions League, because obviously they weren't in our registration for the start of the league phase. Because obviously this didn't used to be an issue when it was the group phase, because the group phase ended in December, didn't it? So like by the time the group phase was over, you were able to sign players. But now with the league phase, with the 2 extra games in January, you obviously can't register those players until the group stage ends, which is jokes. So like theoretically, yeah, like theoretically you could sign for a club that's playing in Champions League football and not play any Champions League games because you're not eligible, which is kind of dark. It's kind of dark, but it's one of those things. I think you should get at least one emergency one though for us, one sign-in. Like, you shouldn't be able to register all of your sign-ins for the last 2. We are underway now at the Etihad. But I think you should be able to have at least one emergency one. But that might be too woke. That might be too woke. Um, and you know what? We should be like 100% live today because I'm actually watching this on proper like TV and not streaming it on the Virgin Go web app because the Virgin Go web app has an enemy in me for life. But anyway, we got Ryan Shirky on the ball. He goes to Nunez. And then he goes to Bernardo Silva, who I am tempted to boo for the whole 90 minutes. Never mind. Bernardo Silva's one as a freak. Tell you what, now Bernardo Silva might be back. I'm going to say it really quietly. I'm going to go watch terrace ball against some farmers and I'll join back when I'm home. You know what? Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Doku. Kusanov and now Bernardo Silva. I'm wanting a big Bernardo Silva performance today to prove me wrong. Because I'm Bernardo's biggest hater. Because I honestly would have started Rico Lewis ahead of him. That's a hot take. That's a huge hot take. And I know a lot of people disagree with me when I say that. But I would have probably started Rico Lewis ahead of him if I'm being totally honest. You're Ake. He goes long in search for Omar Mamouche, who's got Davinson Sanchez to beat, and he unfortunately can't. And the Colombian wins back possession for Galatasaray. This Bernardo Silva wins it back in the midfield. Now to Ryan Shirky. He then goes for a long ball in behind to Haaland. And it's won back by Galatasaray, but it was offside call on Haaland anyway from the pass from Marmouche. So that will be a free kick. This is still think it's gonna be a stressful game, man. It's gonna be a stressful game. You can never ever trust City in the Champions League, man. Never ever trust City in the Champions League. Never ever. Especially when we've got the shortest back line known to man right now. Like, really disastrously short. But that cross is gonna be claimed by Donnarumma. Now it's O'Reilly, who I've been impressed with in midfield so far every time he's played there. So hopefully he can play a good game today and get us the 3 points. We've got Nori now. He looks for a cross to Haaland, back post, and he's just headed it wide. Ooh. Tell you what, that's positive play though. That's positive play. And Nori was one of the players that I had a huge praise for against Bodo Glint in the first half, and that is a beautiful cross. Haaland just wide as he runs onto that. That's an excellent cross. Now these farmers are so bad. Gyökeres has scored in 2 minutes. Oh, that's dark. That's diabolical. I can't say too much. We conceded a hat-trick to Gyökeres last season. That was probably the darkest moment of my entire life. Like, in hindsight, with all the information I have now, that Sporting Lisbon game is the darkest moment of my entire existence. It's crazy dark. That's crazy. Haaland should have scored here though, to be fair. But oh well, you know, there's still a considerable amount of game. He didn't outpace the defenders though. Is he ever going to outpace any defenders? I still think it's an absolute crime that he's got like 90 pace on FIFA. Nunez sees that cross out for a corner. I think it might actually be time for me to get a haircut, you know. It like may potentially be time for me to get a trim off the top. Corner comes in for Galatasaray. Headed away by O'Reilly to Shirky on the edge of the box. He looks up. Goes for the long ball forward to Omar Mamouche, who's got Sane to keep him company. And obviously that's not the sort of person you want back out making a recovery run next to you, if I'm being totally honest. Like, I could think of slower players. Nori. Jeremy Doku. Back to Nori. No, it's Nathan Ake. Ake back out to Aït-Nouri. There's no real press from Galatasaray, which is quite interesting, because obviously in a lot of the games that we've watched as of recent, that's a woeful pass. That is an absolutely woeful pass out wide to Nunez. A lot of the games we've watched recently, what's undone City is the fact that teams are pressing us heavy and they're forcing us into mistakes, and they're forcing us to have to make decisions that we do not want to make. So the fact that Galatasaray are, like, you know, sitting off of us quite a bit is very interesting. I'm also very interested to actually, are we playing like a 4-4-2? That's what it, like, from what I'm looking at right now, it feels like we're playing an old school 4-4-2. But I could be mistaken, and we could be playing Omar as a 10. I'm not really too sure. It looks like a 4-4-2. Got Aït-Nouri now. He goes out wide to Bernardo Silva. He cuts it back to Doku, who's dispossessed, but he'll go out for a City throw. O'Reilly. Bernard Silva. Nathan Ake. Now it's O'Reilly. De Bruyne? That's a few years back. Bernardo even. I don't even know why De Bruyne's name came out of my mouth there. I'm fried, bro. That's rough. That's rough. We got Ake. O'Reilly. Calafiori just gave away a penalty. That's dark. That's so dark. We got Marmoush now on the edge of the box. Omar Marmoush. Haaland. That wasn't even Marmoush. That was Shirka. Bro, I'm bugging out right now. This has not been a good 5 minutes for me. This has not been a good 5 minutes for me, man. I've just... Nah, I need to get my eyes checked, bro. I need to get my eyes checked. Bernard Silva. No, it's O'Reilly. No, it's Bernardo Silva. Kusanov. Nathan Ake. He goes to hook one out wide to Nunez, who brings it down and wins City a throw-in. It's quite interesting. We've got nobody out on the right. So does that mean we've got both Shirky and Marmoush sort of occupying like central positions, and we've just got Nunez by himself out on the right side? Because when we go out to the left, we've got both Aït-Nouri and Doku there. So the sort of system we're playing is I guess we're just trying to overload the centre, because now we've got Doku picking up the ball in a central position and winning as a free kick. So it looks like, despite the fact we're playing with naturally wide players, we are just going to try just keep the midfield as compact as possible and try to overload the midfield. And then stretch out wide to the fullbacks, who can obviously create chances from crosses. We know Nunez is a good crosser of the ball, and we saw that Aït-Nouri cross within the first 3 minutes of this game. So, you know, both our fullbacks are very capable going forward. That's a City throw, sorry. Both our fullbacks are capable going forward. So I don't really have much issue with that. But I do find it interesting that our wingers are very, very central right now. Aït-Nouri now, though. He goes inside to O'Reilly. And he goes back to Ake. He's under pressure from Osimhen. And he's dispossessed by Osimhen. Now it's Sane, who tries to skip away from Marmoush and can't. So he does have to recycle possession. But City with everyone back now. Galatasaray slowly come forward. Lamina. He goes forward to Osimhen. Ake's pleading for offside. And the assistance flag has went up. It was offside. Osimhen was in an illegal position there. Doku. He goes for a ball into Haaland. Haaland's in behind here. Erling Haaland chips the keeper. Erling Haaland makes it 1-0. I did say, after Marmoush scored that goal on the weekend, Haaland knew that he needed to get back in form. He knew that he needed to be on his top game, or else Marmoush was going to start in the next few games as our number 9. And Erling Haaland comes back into the team, makes a classic Erling Haaland run off the shoulder of the defender, runs into clear space and just dinks it over the keeper calmly. You know, that does not look like a player, like someone that's been out of form recently. He's missed some very, very easy chances, but it's still a calm and cheeky finish from the Norwegian to make it 1-0. That's a beautiful pass from Doku as well. That's what I've been saying. We need to have players that are just going to play those balls through the middle, centrally, putting Haaland one-on-one with the keeper. And that's what we've done there. He dinks the keeper. That's 1-0. And you know what? I'm feeling confident now. I'm feeling it. You know, we started this game well. We've started this game very, very well. And we take the lead. We just don't take our foot off the gas now, because that is one problem that City seem to have in recent years, and it is sort of taking the lead and then just sort of thinking that the other team will just won't score against us, and then just not really going to create chances, and then one lapse of concentration, and then bam, it's 1-1. And we've seen that time and time again. We saw it Brighton, Chelsea, you know, we saw it even against Monaco when we drew 2-2. So hopefully that exact same situation doesn't happen here, but it's really, really good for us to take the lead within the first 11 minutes. So big up Erling Haaland for that one every single time. Beautiful goal, beautiful finish, beautiful pass from Doku. Huge, huge goal. Huge, huge goal. Barcelona are losing. And obviously Arsenal are drawing. And Bilbao are beating Lisbon. Long throw now for Galatasaray. Hooked out by Doku. Got O'Reilly on the ball now, just keeping it calm and composed. You know, I don't mind that. I don't mind taking a sting out the game, but it's about still playing with some intensity and some sort of initiative to go forward, which is something that we do tend to lack a lot, especially in the last two years. Without De Bruyne's sort of excellence of being able to just unlock a defence with just a pass from absolutely anywhere on the pitch. But now we've got Aït-Nouri. He's got Marmoush ahead of him, and he plays Omar Marmoush, who's got Haaland square to him, but he cuts it back to Aït-Nouri, who looks up, wants to cross the ball, doesn't, then goes inside to Doku. O'Reilly. Doku. Nice little skip inside from Doku. And that's a goal kick, I believe. Doku feels like he was fouled. It did look a little bit like a foul from, you know, from the view I had. Let's have a little look again. I'm not too sure. I'm not 100% sure that is a foul, and I think the ref probably did get that one right. Bernardo Silva wins it back for City now. Back inside to O'Reilly. Nice calm one touch back to Kusanov. And now it's Nathan Ake. O'Reilly. Now it's Bernardo Silva. Inside to Shirky. Back to Bernardo. Now he switches it to Ake, who's got Aït-Nouri and plenty of space out on that left-hand side. But he goes inside to Doku. O'Reilly. Shirky. Nice little turn. Time to bring the ball forward now for City. Shirky out wide to Aït-Nouri. Back to Shirky. Nice few step overs to cut inside. Now it's O'Reilly, Doku, and Aït-Nouri again. Shirky. Back to O'Reilly. Galatasaray back in shape now. City just trying to knock the ball. That's a beautiful pass from Bernardo Silva, to be fair. Beautiful touch by Shirky as well. That's O'Reilly. Bernardo Silva, he's actually impressed in his first 15 minutes, if I do say so myself. And he goes to play it through to Nunes, who just about keeps it on the pitch with the cross. But it's a Galatasaray defender that is there first. So yeah, we're playing well. We're playing really well, and this is probably some of the best football, best 15 minutes I've seen us play since the turn of the year. Really, I do think we were playing some good. We were definitely playing some good stuff. Oh no, no. The game is currently no. Oh, we're having technical difficulties. 2 seconds. We're having technical difficulties. Give me 2 seconds. I've actually just kicked my Virgin box and it's turned off. All right, we got it back on. We've got it back on, but now it's switched me to the Liverpool game. So we're gonna have to give me 2 seconds. We've had an absolute nightmare. We've had a howler, lads. We've had a howler. We've had an absolute howler. Nah, we're having a howler. What's going on? What's going on? Nah, I can't. No, Virgin are trolling me right now. It's not letting me put the game back on. It's not letting me. Bro, I don't even know what's happening anymore. I can't even see the game. There we go. One moment. Nah, we're back. We're back. We're almost back. Hopefully I've not missed anything. Right, we're back. And Galatasaray have the ball. That was a dark time. That was a dark 2 minutes. That was a really dark 2 minutes. Right, note to self: do not kick the Virgin box again. That was dark. That was real dark. Really, really dark stuff. That. Guys, that's right. I've seen a lot of the ball at the moment. That's a good cross. Dealt with by Kusanov. He may have hit that up onto his arm. The ref says play on it. Shirky. Beautiful backheel pass to Nunes. Inside to Bernardo. Back to Nunes. Nunes does look to get himself trapped in a corner. But he passes it back to Shirky, who then sees it out for a City throw-in. He tries to sort of get the crowd going. I'm obviously not too sure what the atmosphere is saying. If it is a flat atmosphere, because obviously I've got the TV on mute. So someone's got to fill me in on that one. But I think it's been some impressive stuff so far. I do think, I think we've played well. I think we've played well in this first 20 or so minutes. We just got to keep it up. Because if we keep playing like this and carving out some of the attacks where we can definitely win this game by a healthy scoreline. It's just about whether we keep the sort of intensity on, because again, like I said, that's something that we can turn off quite a lot, and it happens time and time again. And that's something I harp on about quite a lot. But Nunes heads it clear. Now it's Mario Lemina who goes for a shot, but it's taken off his foot by Haaland. And his pass is intercepted by Gundogan, but then he's bundled over by Haaland. Now it's Doku, who's pulled down by Lemina, and that will be a foul, and that will probably be a yellow card as well. I did think so. That was a cynical foul, to be fair. So as a City fan, I can't say much, but that, I know a cynical foul when I see one. So Lemina, first player to go into the book tonight. Wearing number 99 for Galatasaray. So it's S.K. O'Reilly. Looking to go long, but has to settle for the sideways pass to Bernardo. Now it's back to O'Reilly. Looking for runners. He goes into Marmouche. Now to Aït-Nouri. Back to Marmouche. Plays it back to Bernardo. To fair, a lot of positive runs today. A lot of positive runs. It's not one of those games where all of our players just decide to stand still, like on the edge of the box waiting for things to happen. We've got a lot of willing runners today, and I think that will be what makes the difference, because it's what made the difference against Wolves. Lots of players willing to run in behind, even if they know the ball's probably not going to go to them. They're there occupying space, dragging defenders out of position, instead of everyone standing stationary, having the back line just be able to sit perfectly how they want to, and have no passing lanes into the box. That being said, Galatasaray are frustrating us a little bit at the moment. But that's a beautiful ball from O'Reilly out to Nunes, and now inside to Shirky. There's a miscommunication between him and Nunes, and it will be seen out for a goal kick. Got Margehi and Semenyo in the stands today. You know, they will feature in the next City Champions League match. I can be 100% sure of that. Especially with Semenyo's recent form. He's been excellent since signing from Bournemouth. And to be expected, really. We knew he was going to be good. Like, we saw what he was doing over the past 2 seasons. Now it's Mamouche. Ain't Nori. The ref's blown a foul for the tackle by Davinson Sanchez on Omar Mamouche. Is it a foul? Yeah, I'd say so. I'd definitely say so. It's now going to be a free kick to City, taken by Ryan Ainori. City currently sitting in 7th. Right now, currently sitting in 7th. Ainori looks to cross, doesn't. Instead skips through a few, and then is eventually brought down. And Galatasaray can come forward, but Gundogan's pass through to Osimhen. Again, bit of miscommunication there. Osimhen wasn't making the run. It's able to be pounced on by Kusanov. Shirky. Inside to Doku. Goes back to Kusanov. He flings it out wide to Ainori. It's a beautiful chest down. He goes, plays it inside to Shirky. Backheels it back to Doku on the edge of the box. Doku, Bernardo Silva. Got Nunes in acres of space out on the right. Does find Nunes. Nunes struggles to beat his man, but he's still got the ball. Beats him the second time round there. And this time goes for the cross to the back post. And he completely overhits it. But it does find its way to Ainori. He goes, once again goes inside to Doku. Doku turns, cuts inside, shoots. Deflected off Galatasaray defender. And that will be a corner. And today we don't have Phil Foden on the pitch. So hopefully we can get some decent corners on the go. Boom, yeah, deflects off Lamina and out for a corner. Corner to be taken by Bernardo Silva. It's crossed in, and he does not beat the first man. So, doesn't matter who's taking the corners. Absolutely disgraceful from basically every City player. Yo, Marky, big you up, man. Absolutely just... Bro, like, imagine we just had someone that knew how to take a corner. We've got O'Reilly now. He lets fly straight at the goalkeeper. But, you know, he tests him a little bit and it's going to be another corner. Not like that's going to lead to anything. Because our corners are woeful. But, you know, it's a good effort nonetheless. He had acres of space and you knew he was going to hit it. You knew no one was closing him down. You knew he had time to line that one up. It's a decent effort, but you know we just got to settle for the corner. And this will once again be taken by Bernardo Silva. Hopefully he can beat the first man this time. Crossed in by Silva, headed out by Osimhen, who wasn't the first man. So you know what? Fair enough. Back out to Bernardo Silva on the right, who's just absolutely shanked the ball as he's went to switch it and just put it into a danger zone in the air in the middle of the pitch. And now here's Gundogan. What is that, man? Why did he do that? That's an excellent tackle by Matheus Nunes to win the ball back there for City. And then Bernardo Silva, once again, just dinking the ball in the air into the middle of the pitch. And then Haaland's head is dispossessed. And now it's Sara. His cutback's intercepted by Doku. And now City can try come forward with Doku. Skips round one. And then has to settle for the backwards pass to Nunes. You know, I was very complimentary of Bernardo in the first, like, 15 or so minutes. But that last, like, 2-minute period, that was woeful. Just absolutely no intelligence to anything that he did. But he's back on the ball now, though. And he just goes straight back to Kusanov. Kusanov long out to Mamouche. Headed down for Sane. Now it's Sanchez. I wonder if Sanchez and Gundogan ever talk about that time that Gundogan absolutely sat him down when he was playing for Spurs. I think that ever comes up in the dressing room or not. Like, what's your bets on that, chat? What's your bets on that? Cross into Osimhen. He brings it down, shoots. Donnarumma just about keeps it in play. Doku, that's a brilliant shimmy past Gundogan. And then he's... No, never mind. He's not brought down for a foul. And Galatasaray come away from the ball. He's missed 2 tap-ins. I saw Havertz scored, but I didn't know Gyökeres was out there missing tap-ins. That's dark. That's sinister. Haaland scored though, so you know that's one thing that I can get behind. Kusadov now, nothing silly, just a nice little light pass. Oh, never mind, it's given offside. Perfecto. It's a good touch that by Osimhen. Absolutely does Kusadov. True, yeah, it is against Farmers. You got to take everything with a pinch of salt. Nunes just about takes the ball out of play. It's like when Haaland scored that goal in the treble-winning season with his hair down. Like, that was against a bunch of Farmers, so I don't really credit that goal. Even though he was aura farming, it was against a bunch of Farmers, so it doesn't really count. Banter. Shirky now, who is brought down by Lamina. No, ref says play on. Now it's Sane from the edge of the box. He goes to play through Osimhen, but Osimhen is overhit and it goes out for a goal kick. But that was weak from Shirky. He should have just dispossessed the ball. Yeah, Sane goes for the pass, and I think Gundogan jumping over it sort of... Yeah, no, that's not a foul. That's just weak from Shirky there on the edge of the box. O'Reilly, who I think's played a really, really good game in midfield so far. Ake. He plays a weak ball across the box to Kusanov, but eventually gets there, and now it's Nunes. Bernardo Silva. He switches out to Ake. He's got Ain't Nori ahead of him, and he does find Ain't Nori. And Ain't Nori can carry the ball forward for City. Plays it back to O'Reilly. He looks like he wants to switch it to Nunes, but instead goes short to Ain't Nori. Plays a beautiful ball round the corner to Doku. Now he's one-on-one with Sanchez. Cuts it back. Shirky, one touch. Bang! 2-0! Get in! That's beautiful football. That's exceptional football. That is exceptional football, and City are 2-0 up. That is a calm and composed finish from Shirky as well. But that's beautiful football. That's what we like to see. We're back. We're so back. We're so back. Ryan Shirky back on the score sheet, man. It's a beautiful pass from Ain't Nori round the corner to Doku. Doku, nice little shimmy and cut back to Shirky, who's just in acres of space. One touch, bang. Beautiful finish. And City are 2-0 up. Yeah, it's a beautiful pass from Ain't Nori. The cutback is just as good. It literally pinpoint pass to Shirky. One touch and just wrong foots the goalkeeper. Looks like he's about to shoot across his body and then just drags it into the near post. Goalkeeper stood no chance, and that's City 2-0 up. What a guy Ryan Shirky is, man. What an absolute baller. Absolute baller. What a player, man. What a player. Nah, this puts a smile on my face. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. Told you guys, man. Be positive. This was going to be a good evening. Good evening. It's a poor pass from Lamina to Doku. Now it's O'Reilly. Who just about keeps the ball and gets it off to Shirky, who goes out wide to Ain't Nori. Now it's Doku. Shirky. Ain't Nori. Shirky. O'Reilly. Now ain't Nori again. Doku. We've been really, really good down this left side so far. Really, really good. Which obviously frees up more space for Nunes on the right. And, you know, his crosses are dangerous as it is. Give him enough space to just whip one cross around the corner and can easily make it 3-0. But again, nice controlled stuff, man. Like, we're not panicking. We're playing with a lot of confidence. A lot of swagger. I say that. That's poor from O'Reilly. He's been dispossessed. Now it's Gundogan. His pass is intercepted by Doku. I literally spoke that mistake into existence, man. I'm going to shut my mouth. Oh, man. Why did he do that? Why did he try that? Shaking my head, man. Shaking my head. Lemina, though. Again, it's just a comfortable first half. You know, we've got like 14 or so minutes left of this first half. It's been a comfortable display. It's been a comfortable display, and we just got to keep that composure and sort of keep that confidence with the rest of the first half and then into the second half as well, which it should be happy days. Shirky. I think he's played really, really well so far today as Ryan Shirky. Doku. That's poor from Doku though. That's very, very poor to give away a cheap throw in our own half. 3 goals in 6 matches in the Champions League for Ryan Shirky. Not bad stuff. All being very well taken goals as well. See, like it's been going that good. I haven't even touched the water yet. That's how well it's been going so far. The water's not even had to be backed out. It's Marmoush. That's an awful pass from Marmoush. Oh my word. I need to stop complimenting this team. Because why every time I say something positive does someone have to go do something so nonsensical? Like, what's the point? Like, oh my, what are you smoking, my boy? It's a really, really good interception though from Ake to stop that ball being played through to Osman. Now it's O'Reilly. Marmoush. Kind of gets bullied off the ball there by Sanchez. It's a heavy tackle in there from Ain't Nori, and then Silva again just needlessly wallops the ball out for a throw-in. Like, take your time with it, man. And like the thing is as well, Bernardo's meant to be one of the more senior players. Like, he's our captain. He's been here, you know. He should have the composure to just take the sting out of the game, especially with like how technically gifted he is. But every time he's just in a sticky situation, he just absolutely wallops the ball as far away from as he possibly can. That's brilliant recovery pace from Kusanov there. Absolutely exceptional. That's a beautiful pass around the corner from Nunes to Shirky. Now it's back to Nunes. He just about gains control of the ball there. Now it's Kusanov. He plays a nice ball forward into the middle for Doku. He flicks it on to Ain't Nori. He's got Marmoush and Haaland ahead of him. And now Shirky joining them as well, but it still Ain't Nori. Now it's Erling Haaland. That's a brilliant tackle. And it's going to be another corner to Manchester City. That was brilliant. That was brilliant side-to-side stuff. And that's what I like. It's like the exact same football we were playing against Bournemouth as well. It's quick, positive football. It's not side-to-side that we've been playing in the last few weeks. It's quick, positive football. And that's what I like, you know. That's what all of the City fans like. That's what gets us results. Like, I'd be happy with the boring football if it was getting us results, but it's not. It's working to our detriment. But this fast, positive football, free-flowing football, it's what I like, man. We've got excellent, exciting players in this team. And even the players that aren't in the squad. We've got Doku going down now and sat on the floor, which is not ideal. And it looks like Phil Foden's going to be coming on. That's not ideal. That's not what you want to see, because Doku's played really, really well so far today. That's not good. The worst part about this isn't even Doku coming off. It means we're going to have to watch Phil Foden's corners. That's kind of what's making me feel the worst about this. Yeah, it does not look like Doku's going to be able to continue, I don't think. I think his evenings are going to be over just 10 minutes away from half time, which is very, very disappointing. Sort of dampens our really good start to this game. Which, yeah, it is just disappointing, really. Let's go look at the scores around the grounds. I've got early payout on City, early payout on Liverpool. I need Arsenal to get one more goal. I need Barcelona to pull one back. I need Real Madrid to get one more. I need Munich to actually score. I need Atalanta to actually score. I need Slavia Praga to stop playing absolutely dross football as well. PSG to get one more. Chelsea to just take the lead. Yeah, so we got Doku coming off a phone. I'm going to quickly change that one now for you guys. Give me a second. That's disappointing to see Doku go off injured again, man. Like, he's been one of our best players this season, and to see him start to struggle with injuries, especially while we've got Savinho out, it is very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. I hope it's nothing serious. We've got Shirky on the corner. He crosses it in. It drops for Foden. It's given us handball because it bounced up off Foden's arm, and it's going to be a free kick to Galatasaray. Nah, man, that's actually real disappointing that he's had to come off injured. It's kind of like dampened my mood a little bit, and I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way. O'Reilly. Foden. S.K. That's Ryan Shirky. O'Reilly again. Foden. I'm expecting big things from Foden off the bench today. I have not been impressed with his performances at the start of this year. And I kind of want him to sort of recapture that form that he had in November and December, because I thought he was playing really, really well. But as of recent, coming into 2026, it's just not been good enough for him. So I'm expecting a good second half performance from him today. Shirky forward to Haaland. Haaland just about brings it down and keeps possession. Back to Shirky, while Moosh is calling for it forward. But instead he plays a beautiful pass out to Ain't Nori, which he could take in his stride. Then he goes to hit the cross. It's blocked, but bounces back out to Shirky. Still Shirky. Still Shirky! Corner to Manchester City. That was brilliant, brilliant play once again from City. And again, it's positive stuff. We're always looking to go forward. Always looking to go forward, and I'm liking that. Liking that a lot. Liking that a lot. Again, corner to City. Does mean Phil Foden's probably going to be taking it, though. And again, I'm Phil's biggest fan, but his corners are just some of the worst things I've ever seen. No, it will be Shirky to take it again. He whips it in. And O'Reilly just doesn't get enough connection on it to put it into the back of the net. And now Núñez is in danger. And now it's Osimhen. He's about to steam run. Oh, that fairs. He made the mistake originally, Núñez, but that is brilliant recovery speed to knock Osimhen off balance and take that ball off of him. We're 3-1 up, but that's 3 tap-ins missed for Gyökeres. Oh, that means I'm going to get the early payout on that game as well. Come on, we're back. We're so back. We're so back. Come on, give me that early payout. Give me that early payout. Go on, Núñez. Bernardo Silva now. That's going to be a throw into Galatasaray. 5 minutes left of the first half. Still 2-0 City. Okay, let's look at this again. Núñez makes the mistake. Hits the ball straight into Osimhen. Sane heads it on to Osimhen. And he looks clean through on goal. Both Sane and Osimhen bearing down on City's goal. But Núñez does exceptionally well to win that ball back. And that's offside, free kick to City. Who scored the second? The third, sorry. My bad. Who scored the third? Oh, Benfica just equalised, man. Nah, this is dark stuff. This is dark stuff. Oh, Martinelli. Oh, right. So, like, none of your good players have scored today is basically what you're telling me. Now, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Arsenal are going to do what City did against Exeter. You're going to waste all your goals, bro. You're going to waste all your goals and you're going to go back to 0-0s in the league, bro. I've seen this script before. I have seen this script before. Trust me. You're about to waste all your goals, man. You need to keep some of those in the reserve. I learned that the hard way. Bro, yeah, I know your lineup's not good, but there's still some good players on that team. Like, let's look. Like, you've got Norgard playing. Norgard's good. Now, the fact you're playing Calafiori at centre-back is actually low-key hilarious. It's not even the fact that he's, like, can't play centre-back. It's the fact that he is playing centre-back, which is hilarious. Which means that Arteta's finally unlocked the squad rotation DLC. So this could actually be over. This could be over. It actually could be over. Arteta's finally unlocked the squad rotation DLC. Oh, bro, it's so over, man. Who taught him how to rotate the squad? Why does he not have Saka doing, like, playing every single minute? Like, do you remember when was it Bolton last season that he started Saka against for no apparent reason? What? Nah. Who's taught him how to rotate his squad? Oh, it's over, man. It's over. So over. We still got 3 minutes left to play here at the Etihad. I want City still 2-0 up. No, this is dark stuff, man. You actually scored in the Chelsea game. Oh, Fernandez. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, you're through nonetheless. So, like, realistically, you don't need to waste your goals. But I'm still disappointed that he's unlocked the squad rotation DLC, man. Like, when did he buy that, bro? I thought like, what season are we in now of Arteta, and he's only just unlocked the squad rotation DLC though, which is probably a cause for concern. You know, we're seeing out this first half, you know, quite comfortably and professionally. You know, I'll credit us on that. Never mind, Osimhen's through on goal. It's claimed by Donnarumma though. I just need to stop talking, bro. Because every time I say something complimentary to this team, Galatasaray go on the attack. That is a beautiful ball forward. To Osimhen, but it's just slightly overhit. But the technique on that is superb. You got Sane now. Back to Lamina. Minute and a half left of normal time to play, and there'll probably be about 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half, I'd say. Potentially 2 minutes, I don't know. I do not know. Sane. Another ball over the top, and this time it's Sara to chase it, but that's brilliant. Brilliantly done there by Ake. Now it's Foden on the swivel. Inside to Bernardo Silva. He's just going to turn backwards and pass this to Kusanov, I believe. Oh, never mind, no. Goes into O'Reilly in the midfield. Now Ake. Back to Donnarumma. Now it's O'Reilly. Back to Ake. Now it's O'Reilly. Aït-Nouri. It's brilliant from Aït-Nouri there. Brilliant from Aït-Nouri. And he's still going, Ryan Aït-Nouri. And he cuts it back to Foden and he blazes it over the bar. Take a touch, man. Take a touch. Jeez. That's superb from Aït-Nouri though. That is absolutely superb by Aït-Nouri. Brilliant. And Phil's calling for it. Why is he not taking the touch? Why has he not taken it? That's poor. That's so poor. Oh, why are Napoli 2-1 up? Oh, this is not what I need right now, man. I've got money on Chelsea to win. Oh, it's only a minute added time. My bad. I thought it was going to be 2. You got Sane now cutting inside. He hits a pass out wide. It should be dealt with by Nunez, who sees it out for a throw-in. And this should end the first half. It's going to end 2-0. Probably should be 3-0 if Foden didn't squander that chance. But oh well, man. You live and you learn. And that is half-time here at the Etihad. 2-0 to City. And I think that's been a good first half performance, you know. I think that's been probably our best first half performance of the year so far. Yeah, I think that's been our best first half performance of the year, if I'm going to be totally honest. Again, there's not many to compare it to because we've been an absolute disaster class so far in 2026. But you know, there are huge positives from this first half. But I'm going to check Twitter quickly. Huge positives from this first half. You know, I'm excited. I'm interested to see what other people make of this first half, though, because I think it's been good. I think it's been positive, but I have a very different standards to everybody else. Really, like, I have a lot of hot takes when it comes to City, so I'm very interested to. I'm very interested to see what everybody's saying. You know, I think when I'm looking at this first half, I think the biggest difference that I've even seen probably isn't even the fact that we're going forward and we're moving forward a lot more. I think it's more just kind of the fact that we're defending confidently. We're not taking so many risks at the back. Yeah, I know there's been a few times where Shirky's been dispossessed on the edge of the box, on the edge of our box, quite weakly, but you know, when you look at some of the mistakes you had Max Elaine making, even Kusanov making in the past few games, obviously before the Wolves game, they just wouldn't fill you with a lot of confidence. You know, they looked like defenders that weren't sure of themselves, you know, weren't backing their ability on the ball. But you know, we've had a very composed defensive performance. There's been some very key moments in this, like, you know, I talk about Max Elaine's sort of inexperience showing in the last game against Bodo Glimt, and you look at the second goal where he's just give it away on the halfway line, and something very similar has happened this evening with Nunez just hammering the ball straight at Osimhen, but the recovery speed and determination he showed to make up for his mistake was absolutely incredible. And Nunez is somebody that I was heavily critical of last season because I feel like he would undo a lot of his good work with a moment of madness. But this season, he is really impressed. He's really impressed me, and we missed him a lot when he was out for those 2 games with the flu. And again, he was very instrumental in our win on the weekend, and he's been very good today. But you know, it's very positive as well. I'm looking at Marmoush, Shirky, Nori and Doku before he came off, and just the way they're playing these 1-2 passes, they're always making progressive runs past each other. They're always giving each other an option to pass to, and it's just very free flowing, quick football. I mean, we look at Shirky's goal, we look at Foden's chance at the end of the first half. Like, it's been good stuff, attacking and defensively. There are not many things I can fault us on. The only disappointing thing about this evening so far has been that Jeremy Doku's had to come off injured, but hopefully it is nothing serious. But yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Back to Twitter. Let's see if anyone's got any sort of, what's the word? Contrary, like, sort of opinions to the ones I just gave. Not seeing anyone really saying anything different to what I've said. I mean, I think it's also a positive that we're seeing Haaland back on the score sheet. I did think that Marmoush's goal on the weekend was going to sort of spur him on to put in a good performance today. If I'm honest, I did foresee that sort of being the case. And obviously it was the case, because Haaland's a player that I can never, ever, ever question Erling Haaland's mentality. Never ever am I able to sit here and question his mentality. There are other players in this squad, you know, Foden on occasion, Savinho, you know, quite a few players in this squad that at times I can sit there and question their mentality and sort of question where their head's at, and if they've got the drive to sort of succeed at City and get through rough patches. That's not something I can ever say to Haaland. You know, he's always confident, he's always got the right mentality. So I knew he was going to bounce back. It was not a question of if he bounced back, it was a question of when he bounced back. Which is why I kind of don't give him as much stick as other players when they drop in form, because I know he will be back. Whereas when I see drops in form from players like Foden, like Doku, like Savinho, like Oscar Bob, obviously Oscar Bob's now left Manchester City to join Fulham. You know, I'd question it more on how much they really wanted to succeed here and if they had the heart to succeed and get through this rough patch. But again, it's not something I can say about Haaland. Obviously, we're looking back at this first Haaland chance. It's a beautiful, beautiful cross from Nori, like I said at the time. And Haaland probably should do a little bit better with that header to guide it into the far post, sort of completely unchallenged, really, because there was no one marking him. I mean, again, we're now just sort of looking at some of these attacks. We look at Doku's assist for Haaland's goal. He's picked up a central position, something we've seen him do time and time again this season. He did it very well in the Manchester derby at the Etihad. And he picks it up and he just plays that ball first time through to Haaland. And when Haaland's 1-on-1 in that position, you know, that there might be times where you sort of don't think he's going to score in the box, but when he's 1-on-1 like that, you know he's going to score. Enrique, I got to admit, you guys are playing good. You know, yeah, I'm quite surprised that we're playing good. Like, you know, the only one of your games I've watched this season was against Liverpool, and I was very, very impressed by a lot of the stuff that you sort of played against Liverpool and the football you played against Liverpool. And that's what kind of struck fear into me coming into this game, when I look at, like, how well you played in that game and how poor we've been over the past few weeks. I did think you were going to come here and cause us problems, but apart from just a few half chances, I don't think you've really been in the game, and I think that's definitely a compliment to how well City played defensively and going forward as well. Aaron, what are you saying? We're fifth right now. That's good stuff. That is very, very healthy stuff. Very, very healthy stuff. And it's been a good game. Like, what? I don't know if you're watching the game along with me as well, man. Like, what are you making of that first half? Do you think that was a good first half? Who scored the second? Ryan. It was Ryan Shirky. Shirky bagged the second. Doku assist, but unfortunately Doku's went off injured, which is quite disappointing. It's funny because I said Liverpool would be hard, and it would be easy, but it ended up being the other way around. I mean, you got Liverpool at a weird time though, didn't you? Like, it was at the start of their bad run. So I was convinced, and not even any disrespect to you guys, because you've got a very, very good squad. What is it? You've got a very, very good squad, and you've got some good players in there, experienced players in that squad. But I just thought Liverpool were going to, like, quieten all the noise around them and sort of play a very, very good game against you to get back to winning ways. But they just didn't. They played really, really poor. They played into your hands. You played a very mature game, which you'd expect you to play with all the experienced players you've got in the squad. And it was a good 90 minutes, and you did what you could to win that game. But, you know, I was very sort of disappointed when I looked at the table and I saw where you guys were ranked, because I haven't really been keeping up with your Champions League results, because not gonna lie, with the league phase of the Champions League, I just find it so difficult to keep up with everything, and how everything's going. I just think there's too much going on in the table and too many different deciding factors sometimes for me to 100% keep track of it. But when I looked at your position after watching that game against Liverpool, I was quite surprised to see you have dropped as low as you have. Also, how are Arsenal's best defence in the world conceding the goal to a random club in the middle of Asia? I think it was Calafiori gave away a penalty. No, I think that's what happened. If correct me if I'm wrong. I think. But now we've played a good 45. But obviously the game doesn't end at half time. Like, we need to now still play a good second half, because again we've seen ourselves throw games away from this position before. So I can be all happy coming into this half time and think we played very, very well. I don't see much from us in the second half, but let's see. We're still in the qualifying spot as Matt, and that's all that matters to me. And that's fair enough. That is fair enough. But obviously, you'd want to end it on a win. Obviously, going into the playoff rounds. Going into the playoff rounds. But yeah, hopefully you get a favourable draw in that as well. Because the playoff rounds are not an exciting place to be in, and trust me, I know that from experience. Like, what happened in those playoff rounds last year was a dark time. What Mbappe did at the Bernabeu last season. Nah, scratch that. What Kovacic did at the Etihad last season is still rent-free in my mind. I swear to God, if we somehow draw Real Madrid. Oh, do you know what? Right? Do you know what? You don't even need to put that. You don't even need to put that sort of idea. Like, you're accidentally manifesting the idea, and we do not need that. Just like, you shouldn't have said, Isaac, man, you shouldn't have said anything, because now that's going to happen. I wasn't even thinking that was a possibility, but now it's in my head. I can think about playoffs yet, because we could be out at any moment. Yeah, like, again, that's just what. I mean, I guess that's the excitement of the league phase, but at the same time, like, it's when you're watching the game and it gets to this point. There's so many outside factors that contribute to where you finished it. It's really difficult to even focus on the 90 minutes that's in front of you, because obviously there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that are going on outside of this game for City, which could potentially see us not finishing the top 8. And my mind's like subconsciously more focused on that than the 90 minutes that's been played in front of me right now by my own team. So I guess that's kind of the downside to the league phase. And it can be quite difficult to keep track of everything that's going on at all times. But I guess, like, the excitement factor of big clubs potentially not making it into the knockout stage is I guess a trade-off for that, really. Oh man, it's actually boiling in my room, but I got a feeling if I turn the fan on, it's just gonna be picked up on the street. I'm gonna turn it on, and then just let me know in chat if you can hear this, because it's too hot in there. It's actually way too hot. Obviously, guys, actually, it's not on screen because I keep forgetting to add it to the graphic. But if you want to follow me on X and read everything that goes on in this excellent mind here, my @ is Nathan Knows Ball. It's not Nathaniel Knows Ball because I did not have enough characters to make that my @ so we had to go less formal. I really want to buy the kits for this season since they're on sale, but I'm not paying. Yeah, that's dark. That's horrible. I bought this one, as you can see. I've got Semenyo on the back, which you won't be able to see, and I also bought this one. I think I bought this one for, I think it was £20. It was on sale. The Kid Super collaboration. Absolutely beautiful shirt. I thought it was beautiful when it came out, but I wasn't paying like the £110 they were trying to get me to pay. You know, so but I picked it up on sale and it's just absolutely beautiful. Let me get it on camera so you can see it on the shorts as well. But yeah, that's beautiful. That's an absolutely beautiful shirt. Absolutely beautiful. I have some pretty unique pieces in there as well. I've got this bad boy, and you never ever see anyone with this shirt. I bought this one from the Etihad actually as well. Who remembers the it's absolutely beautiful collar shirt. Absolutely sexy. Absolutely sexy. One of my favorite sort of shirts I've got in the collection actually. Mostly because you just don't see people with it. Let me make sure that goes back in the right selection, because I'm really OCD about how I store my football shirts. They're all in particular order of when they were released. So I've got like the oldest shirt all the way up to the newest shirt. Sorted in there as well. I hate the badge in the back though. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of the badge on the back as well, if I'm honest. I do think that's kind of overkill, but it's a nice shirt. I like the idea. I think more than anything. Second half's about to get underway though here at the Etihad, and hopefully we can see more of what we just saw in the first half. Hopefully, you'd like to think so. Is that 100% what's going to happen? Who knows? Who knows? Foden to get us underway in the second half as well. If the game's ever kicking off, we getting underway or what's going on? Like what's the crack here? Is this game gonna keep going or what? Like what's going on? There we go. Foden gets us underway for the second half. Second half here at the Etihad. Still Manchester City 2, Galatasaray 0. Haaland knocks it inside to Foden. Now it's O'Reilly. His pass is intercepted. Proved forward towards Osimhen. And then now it's Nouri's turn to absolutely shank the ball out of play and push the ball further into our half for a Galatasaray throw, which is a very interesting choice. Very, very interesting choice. You know, a few sloppy passes I've seen already within this first like 30 seconds of the second half, which isn't ideal. Kusanov. That's Ake. He chips the ball forward to absolutely nobody. But luckily, I think that was Lamina's header goes out for a City throw. It was Lamina. Foul by Marmoush. Going to be a Galatasaray free kick. Well, I think my barber supports Galatasaray actually, so I best like, let's keep this low key because I might actually go get a haircut tomorrow. So like, I don't think he knows I support City though, but I'm 90% sure he supports Galatasaray, so I might just have to keep this one on the low, you know, before he starts like charging me like £20 extra. It's been a very stop and start first half so far within the first 2 minutes. You know, a lot of throw-ins, a lot of free kicks. But hopefully we can just sort of regain control again and just see this game out. That's surely a foul on Erling Haaland, and it is going to be given as a foul. Anybody that's watching, anyone that's watching on the short stream, if you want, and you're talking in chat and I miss your chat, if you just go on, click on my channel page and go over to the stream that's on the big screen, your chat appears in front of me. But for some reason, the shorts chat doesn't want to. And it's something I'm trying to get fixed because I want to be able to engage with both chats as much as possible. But at the moment, I can only read the chat on the main stream. So if you want to get engaged in any conversations in the chat, just and you 100% want your message to be seen, just move over to the main stream. Obviously, like the stream, guys, if you haven't already, man. I haven't chilled enough this evening, man. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Come on, like, you know how we do it around here. Especially like the stream if you like the City are actually winning the game for once. Because I don't remember the last time I went live and City won. I say that, it was probably 2 streams ago when I did Newcastle. Never mind. I haven't been obviously live recently for a lot of the Prem games. Due to like sort of outside commitments. I've been on it with the videos though. 100% been on it with the videos. Nice Donnarumma. Ooh, that's a very, very poor pass. And he passes it to Leroy Sané, who can cut inside. Again, his pass through the middle into the box is retrieved by Donnarumma. And this time, he finds his target was Farao. And now it's St. Nori. Marmoush now brought down. Free kick to City. Probably our most fouled player today, Omar Marmoush. And I think he's played well. Like, he hasn't been like... He's not been like 100-1. He's scored for Spurs. He's not been 100% sort of involved in everything that we've done so far. But I think like his movement off the ball and the things that he's done have impressed. So big him up, obviously. Bernardo Silva. Oh, and this time it's Marmoush that commits the foul, and it's going to be a Galatasaray free kick. We do have Max Elaine getting ready to come on now, and I'm going to guess that's going to be for Nathan Ake. I think. I'm not too sure. As he went down off the ball, has there been an injury in here, or is it just to sort of preserve fitness? I'm not too sure why there's a change to be made here. And why there's a stoppage in play. I'm not too sure what's going on. I literally looked away from the screen for a minute. Now we've got a huge stoppage in play, and Max Elaine's getting stripped to come on, so I'm a little baffled. I'm not too sure what's happened here. Got Rodri up in the stands, enjoying his evening because he decided to go and get sent off last time out because in that absolute disastrous performance against Bodo Glimt. Why have we got a stoppage in play? I'm gonna try. You know, I'm gonna try to find out. I'm gonna do some investigative research. Now the breaking phase over. I'm not 100% too sure what happened there, but we're back underway nonetheless. Ball over the top. Hopefully Ake can deal with this. It's crossed into the box. That's a brilliant header away from Kusanov before it could reach Osimhen in the box. Forward to Haaland. He brings it down. Unfortunately, then dispossessed by Mario Lemina. Another bit of excellent defending there by Kusanov. Hopefully he can see this out. Yeah, that's a throw to see. Again, another view of that. It's beautiful clearance by Kusanov, because Osman is lurking their back post, and that ball is getting ready to fall right onto his foot. So that's defending that needed to be done, and it's good defending nonetheless. And that's what I like about Kusanov. Like, he just always seems to be in the right place at the right time. Very, very good defender. Very, very good defender. And I think if there was one positive I had to say on the 2 injuries that have happened at centre-back recently, it is the fact that Kusanov's been getting game time again, and he's just been showing how good he is, because he's absolutely class at the back. Absolutely superb. Again, I'm still wanting to see a bit more from Foden in the second half. I don't think he's really been in the game since he's come on, and I just feel like there's definitely a lot more he could give. Sane's just bundled into Bernardo Silva there, but he's kept going with the ball. Now it's Gundogan. Now here come Galatasaray again. Sara. Give and go. He shoots. It bounces off Kusanov and goes out for a Galatasaray corner. And he took that one right to the chest. That one's definitely going to hurt. Corner now to Galatasaray. It's whipped in. Headed by Osimhen, but it's straight at Donnarumma. So, you know what? Look, a team that can actually find their players with a corner, man. I wish that was us. To be fair, we have Marmoush marking their centre forward. That's kind of dark. I don't know what we're thinking. I think we might need a new set piece coach. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, that's just a suggestion, though. Donnarumma. Ake. His pass forward is intercepted, but now it's Foden. He's got Haaland ahead of him. And Marmoush. He decides to go to Omar Marmoush. Omar Marmoush cuts inside and then slips over on the ball. Foden probably should have went to Haaland there. Haaland was 100% the better option. That was poor from Marmoush. That was definitely very, very poor from Marmoush. He just sort of stood on the ball and slipped over as he approached the box. Foden does well. I mean, I think he should go to Haaland there. But he waits too long and then has to go to Marmoush. And Marmoush, as he tries to go around Sanchez, just steps on the ball and slips over. Again, we're still struggling to get back into our rhythm now in the second half, which is a tad bit concerning, but oh well. Kusanov. That's a handball, surely. Yeah, free kick to see. Guys, remember, like, stream, subscribe if you haven't already. You know, all your support really does help. Especially on a great occasion like this where City are actually winning a game of football. Like, come on, man. Like, what's not to love? What's not to love? Now we've got O'Reilly coming forward. Was bundled over by Sane, who just about wins the ball, and now he can come forward for Galatasaray. You got no support going forward as Bernardo Silva closes down the angle and he has to go retreat backwards towards his own goal. I loved Leroy at City, man. Before he did that ACL injury, he was actually unstoppable. Like, he was a scary, scary footballer to come up against. in those 2 years at City, like 17, 18 and 18, 19. Absolutely scary footballer. But that injury just kind of derailed it all for a bit. Because he was decent at Bayern, but I just don't think he was nearly as good as he was in those 2 seasons of City. Absolutely frightening footballer. And I wish we could have just seen him at his best at City for a little bit longer, because just an exceptional footballer, man. Like, him and Sterling in those 2 seasons, like, we're never going to see wingers like that at City again. We're never going to see wingers like that at City again. And I think we just need to accept that, because, like, you don't, like, the fact that we had wing pairings of Mane and Salah and Sterling and Sane in the league at the same time was crazy, because they were both just devastating. Absolutely devastating. So big you up, Sane, man. Big you up. Just don't score today, please. Kusanov forward. Nunes commits a foul in the middle of the park. Again, scrappy second half. We've really not started this second half well, if I'm being totally honest. Not good enough for me personally. I just feel like we stopped doing everything that made that first half so good. Like, we're just not playing with that sort of killer instinct and fast moving and free flowing football that we were in the first half. And everything now just again feels slow and overcomplicated. Like, everyone's taking too much time on the ball and they're getting too much in their own head, and they're not just playing off that one touch. That's good work there by Foden. And then he's instantly dispossessed. Brilliant. Absolutely superb. Absolutely superb. Now it's St. Nori. O'Reilly. Phil Foden. Ain't Nori. See, like, if we just knock it around like this at 2-0 up, there's no problem with that. But that's a good touch. That's a good touch by Cherki, and that's a beautiful pass forward to Marmoush, who's got Haaland in support, but he needs to try and shake Sanchez, which he just about does, and now it's Cherki. Inside to Bernardo Silva. He's got Nunes out wide, but turns it back and goes to Cherki, who's got O'Reilly in support. Goes to O'Reilly. Now it's Foden, who takes a loose touch on the edge. Phil, again, man. Just, your first touch is not good enough. He does well to win the ball there off Leroy. And now it's Cherki with some cute little step overs on the edge of the box, and he's passed to Marmoush. Just escapes the Egyptian's foot. Like, the thing is, Phil's doing all the dirty work well, right? He's doing all the dirty work well, but when it comes to taking a touch or progressing the ball forward, he's just not there. Sane's now down injured after that tackle from Phil. And I mean, to be fair, in the beginning it looked like Phil came off a lot worse, but oh yeah, that one's gonna hurt, to be fair. That's like the connection he's got on his ankle there, that one is 100% gonna hurt. I can see why he's went down in pain there. But he is back on his feet, which is good. Ain't Nori now with the interception. He goes to Bernardo Silva. Nice fancy flick back to Kusanov. Now it's Matheus Nunes. See, we're starting to get into it a little bit now. Just a lot more comfortable on the ball. And taking our time with it. It's a beautiful ball forward by Donnarumma to Haaland. Brings it down nicely. His pass to Marmoush is intercepted first time, but the second one isn't, and it's Omar Marmoush, and it's saved by the goalkeeper. That's good. That's good work from Haaland, to be fair. Real good work, and Marmoush is just a tad unlucky to not get the correct connection on the ball. But it's beautiful play. He does really well to hold his run. You know, one of my main criticisms of Marmoush is that he finds himself offside quite a bit, but Haaland does well, picks him out. Marmoush in acres of space, and he just slips at the crucial time and can't get the correct sort of connection on the ball to wrap it round the goalkeeper and put it in the back of the net, which is unfortunate. What is the disc? What is going on down here? Over the hour mark now, and it's still City 2, Galatasaray 0. We've definitely stepped off the gas a little bit in the second half, but you know, we haven't been caused too many issues at the back, so I'm not gonna complain too much yet. But if things started to deteriorate in a defensive sort of manner, then potentially I might have to ask some questions of the mentality going into this game. Osimhen with a chance, and that's a good save by Donnarumma. Very, very good save. I mean, again, we're once again undone by a long ball. All of our defenders are in completely different positions. Osimhen, just on his first touch on the edge of the box, wraps his foot around it, and he again doesn't get the correct connection on the ball, similar to Marmoush up the other end, and Donnarumma makes a decent save. But now we've got Núñez up the other end, trying to drag City forward. He cuts it back to Bernardo Silva, who goes inside to O'Reilly, who's got time and space to switch it. Across to Ake. He's got Aït-Nouri in acres of space. And now it's Ryan Aït-Nouri to advance for City. He goes for the cross. It was cleared by Sanchez only as far as Shirky, who could play the pass to Foden, and his shot's blocked. And Sara can try come away with the ball for Galatasaray, but he's dispossessed by Aït-Nouri. O'Reilly. And now it's Bernardo Silva. O'Reilly, Foden, Aït-Nouri, beautiful pass round the corner to Ryan Shirky. Shirky now, Aït-Nouri, Ryan Shirky. Ryan Aït-Nouri! Oh, what a time that would have been to get your first City goal. And I'll tell you what, the link-up play between him and Shirky is absolutely exceptional. We saw it against Newcastle and we're seeing it again today. I think after AFCON, Aït-Nouri has definitely turned a corner from some of the matches we saw from him pre-AFCON, in between his injury. And I think he's played really, really well for us since then. Kusanov. Bernard Silva. No, it's Kusanov. He plays the ball forward to Núñez. Has he got the speed to get there? No, he doesn't. Chelsea have equalised though through João Pedro. It's now 2-2 in Naples. And City are now 6th. As things stand. Shirky. Nathan Ake. Now it's Aït-Nouri. Vinders is getting ready to come on for Manchester City. Ball forward to Osimhen, who I think has just strayed offside. And he has strayed offside, and the linesman flag goes up. Free kick to City. It's a really, really good save from the keeper. It's quick reactions by Aït-Nouri to react to the mistake from the defender, but it's equally good enough save. And Marmoush is now going to make way for Sejani Reinders, and I think Marmoush has had a good game. You know, he might not have been as good as he was against Wolves. You know, he should have probably scored that chance he had where Haaland played him through. and he slipped just at the crucial moment. But, you know, I can't fault his performance today. I think he's been very good, and he's added a lot of energy to this team that we've probably missed going forward in the past few weeks. Galatasaray are also going to make a triple substitution. Now my hair looks thin as hell at the front. That's not good. That is not good. I might have to take a trip to Turkey soon. Oh, man. Ake now gets us back underway. It's O'Reilly. Bernardo Silva. Donnarumma. His pass is inside to Vinders. Now it's Ake. Ryan Aït-Nouri again. Inside to Jajani Reinders. Goes back outside to Aït-Nouri, using acres of space once again. Harden lurking back post, ready for the cross from the Algerian. But instead he goes to cut inside and ends up being dispossessed and committing a foul in the Galatasaray box. And it will be a free kick. Now, me and Aït-Nouri low-key have the same hairline. Like, I'm not going to show you guys. I'm not going to show you guys my hairline. But just take my word for it that me and Aït-Nouri have the same hairline. Another defensive header by Kusanov. Now it's O'Reilly. Knocks it on to Vinders, who can knock it back to O'Reilly. He is fouled, or is that a foul committed by Vinders on? I think that was Davinson Sanchez. And Gundogan, Yilmaz, and Baraki come off for Torreira, Akan and El Mali. So Lucas Torreira has featured today, as I said he probably would. And I didn't think Gundogan was going to play at 90. And Gundogan has not impressed me today. That was my one worry, that Gundogan was actually going to run the midfield and we were just going to be made a laughing stock, because we know that Gundogan in 2026 cannot run a midfield. Quick stoppage in play for Pep to sort of pass his wise words on to the troops. Going to quick take a look at the scores from around the grounds. Arsenal still 3-1 up. Bilbao and Sporting a 2-2. Bodo Glimt winning 2-1 against Atletico. Barcelona are now 3-1 up. Real Madrid are losing 3-2. Bayer Leverkusen winning 3-0 against Villarreal. Bruges beating Marseille 2-0. Spurs are still winning 1-0 against Frankfurt. Liverpool are winning 5-0 against Karabakh. And Chelsea is still 2-2. Bayern Munich are winning. Pafos are beating Slavia Praga. And Newcastle are drawing with Paris Saint-Germain. "20 minutes left though here at the Etihad, and it's still Manchester City 2, Galatasaray 0. And although it's not been the greatest second half performance, it's definitely passable. As long as we can just keep it together for the last 20 minutes, this should round off a pretty decent performance for City. Which you can't say very often nowadays. You really can't. Now that's crazy. So the cameras just panned in on some woman checking the scores in the grounds of around, like, what is it, the other grounds. But like, that's scary, because that was laser accurate on what she was doing there. That's a breach of privacy. That was nuts. That was nuts. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, that was crazy. Vinders and Sanchez are still on the ground now. Imagine we had to sub Vinders off right now for a concussion protocol. Imagine after he's been on the pitch for like 30 seconds. Oh, man. Nah, it does not look like my bet's going to be coming in, because why are Real Madrid losing? Like, is there actually any need for Jose Mourinho to be beating Real Madrid at this current moment? Is there any need for that? So we're now finally back underway here at the Etihad. Both players look okay to play on. Viners has now just got a nice little swag headband going on, nice little bandage. Makes him look dangerous. So makes him look like he's been through the wars, and not that he's just been on the pitch for like max 2 minutes. Wouldn't mind a third goal here though. Would not mind a third goal just to completely put this game to bed. But instead we get instead Galatasaray get a cross into our box and Ake can see it behind for a corner. But at one point that did look like it was going towards Donnarumma's goal. Yeah, Ake does well. Does that come off his arm though? On its way out? I don't think so, but they might check that. Because at a quick glance, that looked like it may have touched his arm on its way out. Nah, never mind. It's gone straight to the corner. I think. Is VAR having a check? No, Sanchez is coming back on the pitch. And Vinders as well. Sanchez and Vinders back on the pitch to defend and attack this corner. 74 minutes played. 2-0 City. Galatasaray with the corner. Sara on the ball. He whips it in. He doesn't beat his first man this time, and it's cleared and out for a throw-in by Ryan Nouri. Long throw-in from Jacobs. It's headed down by O'Reilly. Falls to Sane. Still done some defending to do here for City. Cross comes in, it's blocked by Nouri, but Vinder's clearance goes straight to Sane, and once again Sane's ball into the box is claimed by Donnarumma. He's not playing with the same intensity as he did when he played against City for Bayern Munich, and all he was doing was hammering goals at Edison's goal from left, right and centre. Ake. Donnarumma. Out wide now to Kusanov, who under a bit of pressure but can go back to Donnarumma, and Donnarumma just hoofs it long for Haaland to knock down. And he does knock it down into the path of Ryan Cherki, who can advance forward. He then cuts it back, sideways to Bernardo Silva, backwards to Kusanov, who's under pressure from Osimhen, but he can just drive forward with the ball, drive forward well, as he finds himself now on the... Nah, never mind, he's just put it out for a throw-in, but that's a decent effort. He's advanced the ball forward, so... You know, you can't complain. You really can't. Lamina. Again, we've settled into the game a bit better now. We've settled into the second half a bit better. It was a tad bit shaky at the start of the second half, and I had my doubts that we'd be able to see out the win. But as of right now, coming into the final 15, I'm quite happy with how things are going, but I wouldn't mind a third goal to completely put this game to bed and put us into the next round, really. But you know, if it stays like this, it's acceptable. Torreira. I don't know how Torreira's hair is so thin when he's playing out in Turkey. Like, doesn't that like kind of like defeat the point of flying out there? Like, do you know what I mean? Galatasaray seeing a lot of the ball, but they're not really putting it into any dangerous areas that are going to worry City. So as long as we just sort of sit in our shape, we should be fine. But now, no, never mind. They've recycled it back. They're committing a lot of men forward now, though. Now it's Sane. His pass is intercepted by O'Reilly, and the second one's intercepted by O'Reilly as well. And now it's Shirky. Vinders and Haaland ahead of him. Shirky keeps going, plays it out wide to Tajani Vinders, who flicks it inside to Shirky, back to Vinders, who goes to Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland back inside to Vinders, and it's claimed by the keeper. That was a good move. That was once again a good move. And again, that's what I like to see, just a quick sort of first time play, fluid attacking football. That's what we need, man. That's when we play like that, we play at our best. Foden tries to put an end to the Galatasaray attack, doesn't really. O'Reilly then wrestles the ball off of Osimhen, who's having to drop a lot deeper now to try see the ball. Hop in, call after my boy. Yeah. I'll do my... Solanke's playing a game of football. Not only that, Solanke scored. Let me do my reaction video, and then I'll be on, my boy. Then I'll be on if you man are still active. Nah, Dominic Solanke scored a goal, man. That's crazy. Vinders. Out to Ain't Nori, who's been one of my man of the matches. He then plays a nice ball inside to Foden. Foden across to Haaland, and he just misses it and can't turn it into the back of the net. Once again, excellent football from Ain't Nori. Beautiful round the corner pass to Foden. Foden's cross just a little too much on it and takes it away from the Norwegian. Unlucky, but it was a good move. It was a good move. I've been to be fair, today I've been a huge fan of Ain't Nori, O'Reilly, and Kusanov of being some of my standouts. Standouts in this game so far. Sane, it has been withdrawn now, and he comes off at a hand. But nah, yeah, as I was saying, Kusanov, O'Reilly, Ain't Nori have been excellent. We've got Nico G coming on now, and I'm gonna guess that will be in place of Nico O'Reilly or Ain't Nori, one of the two. Not saying Nico Gonzalez is going to be playing left back, but I think it might sort of move O'Reilly into the midfield, into left back. Either way, you know, we'll be withdrawing one of our better performing players, unless he comes off. You know what? Unless he comes off for Bernardo. Actually, I did kind of forget about Bernardo. Maybe Ain't Nori. Okay, 10 minutes left at the Etihad now. Still City 2, Galatasaray 0. Quick look at the standings of the Champions League. And City is still 6th. With Inter and Real Madrid behind us. Now here's Haaland. He's got Foden ahead of him, but he then plays a slightly overhit pass to Vinders, but Vinders is able to just about keep it in while wrestling with Sanchez. Oh, and then he miscontrols the ball and puts it out for a throw-in. Still not getting the introduction of Nico Gonzalez, or are we getting that now? And he will be coming on for Rayan Shirky, so it wasn't for O'Reilly. I don't know how we're going to be playing now with the players we've got on the pitch. I'm probably going to say it's going to be Haaland up top, and we're just going to play a flat midfield of Gonzalez, O'Reilly, Bernardo and Foden behind him, and then we're just going to be using our wing backs as all of our wide outlets is what I can imagine is going to happen now. Silva, Nunes inside to Haaland, then tries to go back out wide to Silva, but is intercepted. 9 minutes left of normal time, still 2-0. Donnarumma. If I was to give my man of the match, I'd probably give. You know, I know we've still got a bit of time left, but for me, man of the match, I'd probably say Ain't Nori. For me, it's been Ain't Nori, personally. But there have been some very, very good performances across the board. I don't think anyone's really put a foot wrong today. Very, very good to see Nico G back. You know, one positive for one negative of obviously Doku going off injured. Donnarumma. Nathan Ake. This fills me with confidence going into our big game against Spurs on the weekend as well. Ain't Nori wins the header. Still, I don't think I've been that impressed by Foden's performance today. I think it's been tidy, it's been decent, but again, he's just not bringing that X factor that he used to bring to the team. Which I'm guessing is a coaching decision. From everything that I've seen from him recently, I'm going to guess it's a coaching decision as to why he's playing with a bit less freedom and playing more in sort of like a Bernardo Silva retaining possession sort of role, sort of doing the Grealish, and not being that sort of marksman on the edge of the box that we know him to be. Obviously PFA player of the year in 2024. You know, we were seeing glimpses of that at the end of last year, but you know, his whole play style and form has just kind of fallen off of a cliff the beginning of this year. But hopefully we can see him get back into form towards the end of the season. Good tackle by Ake. And then Ain't Nori puts it out for a throw. 5 minutes of normal time left. Still 2-0 City. That was me putting that can in the recycling bin and not throwing it on the floor, by the way, before anyone gets any crazy ideas. I'm living like Asmongold. Cross comes in now for Galatasaray. And it's dealt with by Ain't Nori once again at the far post and put out for a Galatasaray corner. And he's really stepped up defensively since coming back from AFCON, Ain't Nori. And I spoke about how disappointed I was in his defensive performance against Leverkusen. But today, I think he's been exceptional up and down the pitch. And we're about to see Mauro Icardi enter the field of play. And that will be for Gabriel Sara as well. Icardi, man, what a guy. What a guy Mauro Icardi is. What a gentleman. There are certain guys in chat that move like Mauro Icardi, but I'm not going to say too much on that. Corner for Galatasaray. Corner comes in. It's knocked on by Osimhen. The second half is a snooze fest. What, your second half or our second half? Because you could probably say that for both, Mr. Mauro Icardi. But once again, pumped forward to Osimhen, and he heads it straight into Donnarumma. Oh yeah, no, I agree with that, 100%, 100%, bro, 100%. Chelsea are now 3-2 up with another goal from João Pedro, which puts them in 6th. And City in 7th now. So we still got 2 places. You know, we're still ahead of Real Madrid and Inter Milan, but things could definitely go south, especially if both of those teams score. It's played out now to Bernardo Silva. Inter are 1-0 up. Real Madrid still 3-2 down. Nico Gonzalez. Foden on the turn now to hurry the ball forward. Now it's Foden. Heavy touch. Still can keep the ball and knock it onto Ain't Nori. Again, I think he could have definitely pulled the trigger earlier there, and got a shot off on goal. But I think he just took too many touches. Bernardo Silva's now passed it straight into the referee, and the ball will be called back. Just 2 minutes of normal play left to play here at the Etihad. Still 2-0. Nico passes it into Ain't Nori, who just tried to cut it back to Foden. I think he should have shot. Should have just shot, man. Cap off your good performance with a goal, my boy. Ball forward to Osimhen. 1 minute of normal time left to play here at the Etihad. Hopefully we can keep hold of this clean sheet. We've got Ain't Nori down on the floor, and I think with cramp. Nah, he should have just shot here. It's brilliant by Nico to win the ball back and play for. Yeah, all he has to do is shoot and shoot that across goal. And yeah, we've got Ain't Nori down with cramp. Just trying to waste a bit of time here, get us over the line. Pafos have beat Slavia Praga 4-1, so my bet is definitely not coming in because I had my money on Slavia Praga to win. So that is that's disappointing. That's quite sad. Still 2-0 to City here though as we approach the 90th minute. Davinson Sanchez. Still Davinson Sanchez, who takes a shot from basically his own half. And it goes straight down the throat of Donnarumma. I mean, yeah, he's no Vincent Kompany. He's not really got good enough connection on that. And he's just played it straight at the keeper. Ain't Nori. Now it's Tijani Reinders. Takes a touch round Sanchez. And he's away from Sanchez. It's still Tijani Reinders. It's still Tijani Reinders. And he just takes one too many touches. And plays it into the goalkeeper. And we're going to have 6. You heard that right. 6 minutes of added time at the end of this second half. That's a beautiful run from Reinders, but yeah, he just takes too many touches and ends up getting just slightly dispossessed by Mario Lemina. Into the first minute of added time now, and it's Galatasaray coming forward. It looks like it's a good day for City. Now, Mohamed, bro, we can't speak too soon, man. Anything can happen here. Anything can happen. Especially when Foden's putting in some loose tackles in the box there. I tell you what though, my boy. I think even though he's not got a goal involvement today, I thought Marmoush was excellent. Thought Marmoush's runs and his movement sort of opened up a lot of opportunities for us, man. Arab FC's, bro, with the performances from Marmoush, Shirky, and Ain't Nori today, bro. Arab FC is officially back, bro. Arab FC, North Africa FC is officially back. Bro, if we kept Brahim Diaz, I know that's a sore subject right now. If we kept Brahim, bro, imagine what we could be achieving right now. If we still had Diaz, imagine what we could be achieving right now, bro. Thing is though, I don't like Marmoush. I don't like Marmoush in the 10. Only because his first touch isn't good enough for the 10. I prefer to see Shirky in the 10 and Marmoush out wide. Because like Shirky and Doku can both do that inside, like play in the middle of the park and take touches in the middle of the park a lot better than Marmoush can. Marmoush's first touch a lot of the time can be quite heavy, which means he's probably better as a 9 or as a winger. I just think when he plays in the midfield, the ball just gets away from him too much. It's a bit like Alvarez. It's a lot like the problem we had with Alvarez, except Alvarez couldn't play on the wing like Marmoush can. Like when we had Alvarez centrally, he'd always be chasing his first touch. And you can't be doing that in crowded areas in the midfield. So I think that's like the one reason why I don't like Marmoush playing behind Haaland. And I'd prefer him playing next to Haaland off the left. But that's just my opinion. Like, I don't know if you see that as well with Marmoush's first touch. I don't know if that's just something I pick up on, or that's something I've gaslit myself to think. Osimhen with a bicycle kick, but it's a very, very tame effort, and it's saved by Donnarumma. 3 minutes of additional time still to play here at the Etihad. It's an audacious effort, but yeah, he's not got the right connection on it. It's straight at the goalkeeper, really. Remember, guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the stream, especially if you're enjoying the City performance, man. Getting back to winning ways in the Champions League. Hopefully securing top 8. You know, anything could happen in these last 3 minutes, but, you know, we should be securing top 8 from here. And I think there's been some very, very good performances from City all round. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and keep an eye out for my match reaction that will be coming, you know, within the next, like, half an hour or so. Because, you know, I'll be discussing some key talking points from this game, when I've been able to just collect my thoughts a little bit better. But I think, you know, it's been a very, very good, very solid, very professional performance from City today. And I want to see a lot more of this going into February. Because January's been a rough month. Rough month for City. But hopefully we can, you know, get back to the good form before Arsenal can in the Premier League. 2 minutes left here at the Etihad. Goal kick. Just 1 minute left. 1 minute to hold on and not do anything absolutely ridiculous. Haaland. Bernardo Silva. Nunes. Nico Gonzalez. He plays one through to Haaland, who knocks it to Foden, and it's cleared by Sanchez. And that's hit off of Gonzalez's arm. But Galatasaray are going to come forward anyway. And this time Gonzalez commits the foul, and it's going to be a free kick. And there we go. Final whistle has been blown at the Etihad. Manchester City beat Galatasaray 2-0 to get back 2 winning ways in the Champions League. And it was a very, very solid performance. You know, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't a 10 out of 10 performance, but it got us over the line. And that should be Manchester City qualifying for the Champions League knockout round in the top 8, which we did not do last season. So, you know, it was rough. We left it last minute, but it was a professional performance from City, and we've done very, very well there to get over the line. We've got Pep having a good catch-up with Leroy. All smiles all round there between those two, and it was a very, very, very good performance from City. Obviously, remember, if you like the stream, please do like the stream, just, you know, by pressing the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and keep an eye out on the channel page in the next half an hour to see my 5 things we learned video on this match. With all that being said,